All right, let's look ahead to the Vikings 2024 draft needs, what they could possibly be. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and the 2023 NFL draft is over. It's been over for about a month. We've talked about it ad nauseum, and it's time to put the whole draft talk to rest for a year. But there's one more thing we got to do. We got to project ahead to 2024 and look what potentially could be the Vikings 2024 draft needs. Before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids, comment as well. Love to hear what you guys are thinking about these videos we are pumping out. Trying to get one out every single day here. A little bit harder when the weather gets warmer and shit's going on, but we're going to do our damnedest to get you some content daily. And yes, so let's talk about the 2024 Vikings draft needs, just how this roster could look a year from now. And it might be fun to go back and look at this video in a year and see how far off I am on these. But let's start with the obvious one. The big elephant in the room is the quarterback. Kirk Cousins not extended in the offseason. He's in a lame duck season. He's pretty much got to bring this team to the Super Bowl if he wants to stay and finish his career in purple. Will that happen? I'd love to see it happen because I'd love for us to get to the Super Bowl. But remember this, the Vikings already were rumored to be willing to move up to number 2 if Bryce Young fell past 1. They want their quarterback of the future. They're not afraid to gamble future picks to move up and get their guy. So if that guy happens to be Caleb Williams next year, Drake May, whoever, if the Vikings want that quarterback, which they apparently do, that young guy who can be the franchise, that's definitely going to be probably top of the needs when it comes to the Vikings. We start seeing all these mock drafts coming out toward the end of the year, especially if the season doesn't go the way the Vikings want. Quarterback will be a very common projection for the Vikings wherever they do end up picking. So quarterback's definitely number one. Let's go to defensive line. I'm actually going to share my screen here to show you guys the way our depth chart currently, actually not our depth chart, but how our free agents look for 2024. So let's do that right now. Here we go. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but let me make this bigger. All right, so let's look at our free agent D line. Look at it. So Marcus Davenport, we signed him in the offseason, and get rid of these ads. I mean, Marcus Davenport, kind of an injury-riddled player, injury history. He has to perform or he is not coming back. So it's kind of a trial year for him. He's got to wow the pants off this Vikings brass to get a second contract with the team. So he's definitely one to look at here. Ross Blacklock, I don't even know if this scrub makes the team. I was a big fan of him coming to the draft. We traded for him. He didn't do nothing. I have very, very low expectations for him, and I don't even know if he makes the final 53 this year. Jonathan Bullard, it was a really nice story. Vikings signed him last June. He makes the team. He contributes. Nothing great. I can't see him. If he does make the team this year, him coming back in 24, very unlikely. DJ Wanham, this is the interesting one, 26-year-old, going into his second contract here. He's kind of a one-trick pony, loves rushing the passer. See what kind of year he has under Brian Flores. So that'll be interesting one to watch. James Lynch, the ginger snap depth piece. Don't expect him back. Kenny Willekes. We love Kenny Willekes on the show. We met our Kenny Willekes love. Very, very well known. But he keeps getting hurt. I mean, he keeps coming back, though. So Kenny Willekes, we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he can make the team and make some kind of an impact. And then we got Kyrie Tonga as a restricted free agent. He could potentially start. If Vikings do put Harrison Phillips out to end, Kyrie Tonga is probably your starting nose tackle this year. So we'll see. I think of all these guys, I mean, you look at Blacklock's gone, Bullard's gone, Wanham, let's just call him gone, Lynch, Willekes. So the D line here, and there's some edges here. So I actually have this we'll do 2 and 1 here. So just look at the D line. I mean, we really aren't even deep at D line anyway, not talent heavy, but Blacklock could be gone, Bullard could be gone, Lynch could be gone, Tonga restricted, probably is back. Your depth is already going to be completely decimated. So you got the D line. I mean, whether it's an end tackle, whatever, that's going to be top of the Vikings needs again. Let's just move right over to edge. I'm going to put Davenport as an edge here, Wanham as an edge, Willekes as an edge. You got 3 guys on your edge depth chart that are also free agents. Let's actually filter this to edge because that's my third one, and these aren't really in any order. Let's look at the edge. And you got Danielle Hunter right at the top. And then, the guys we already have mentioned here. But let's talk Daniil Hunter. That one's going to be really interesting. He's already not coming to these voluntary camps and kind of holding out, making it well known that he is unhappy. He's unhappy with his Vikings contract right now. He's 29 years old. And that's kind of being out of the age where Kwesi likes to sign these players, but he's also Daniil freaking Hunter, coming off a 10-sack season, playing a position he probably really, not even so much the position, but just how he was used, constantly dropped into coverage under Ed Donatel. I think Flores will unleash the beast. At least I pray to God he does. So Hunter could have a huge year. Something might actually happen with him prior to the season, just to get him happy, maybe extend him for a couple of years, keep him here in Minnesota a little bit longer. But let's just say he does, if things get ugly, he doesn't show up, it gets gross. He's gone. Davenport's gone. You got Patrick Jones and maybe Andre Carter as your starters at edge heading into 24. So that is horrifying. That can't happen. It might happen. I mean, if they don't sign any of these players, that's what your depth chart, top to depth chart, is looking at in 2024. So edge is right up there. D-line, quarterback, those are the top three so far we've talked about. Let's go to another one. I don't think we need to really see this anymore. Let's go to guard. And here's the thing with the guard. Ezra Cleveland is a free agent next year, and he can make a shit ton of money. These guards are getting outrageous paydays. So if Cleveland is offered a huge contract, I mean, the Vikings may be unwilling to match that. He's a great run blocker, not so much as a pass protector, Ezra Cleveland. You can get by. He's serviceable. He's probably one of the better guards we've drafted in a long time. But will he get a second contract with the Vikings? I think it depends what his market is. If it's something that they can, similar to Garrett Bradbury's value, then yeah, bring him back. If not, he could be gone, and then you got to look to Ali. I mean, that's the undrafted rookie here is the next guy on the depth chart at left guard, Alan Ali. And, I know he's a fan favorite here. A lot of our viewers do love and appreciate what Alan Ali brings to the table, but he's no lock to make the team. He's no lock to make the practice squad. So depth there, very horrifying. Ezra Cleveland, guard, that could be a big need for the Vikings when it comes to the 2024 NFL draft. And let's go to the last one. And this one's a bit, may shock you, maybe surprise you. Wide receiver. I know we just took a first-round wide receiver, but KJ Osborne's a free agent. And after that, the depth just takes a complete nosedive. It just falls off the face of a cliff. Obviously, we got Jefferson Addison at the top. If Osborne goes, I mean, Jalen Naylor, I think he's also a free agent. I don't know if he even makes the team this year because he didn't bring anything to the table. He's a free agent. Brandon Powell, the special teams ace, the veteran wide receiver, he's a free agent. So you got Rager, Powell, Osborne, all free agents heading into 24. What does that leave you with? Well, that leaves you with Jalen Naylor, Tristan Jackson, Blake Prohl, and these undrafted guys, Thomas Thayer, Malik Knowles, and Cephas Johnson III. That's not very good depth. So wide receiver, again, it's not going to be a top, not a day one pick, not a round one pick, not a round two selection. I think maybe round four. The Vikings do have two fourth round picks in 24. Maybe use one of those to get a guy at the wide receiver position to get you a new wide receiver 3, assuming KJ Osborne does leave to get some money. And here's the thing. I'm not counting out KJ Osborne. I think he could have a huge year as the third weapon in the passing game, or the fourth weapon, but the third receiver in the Vikings passing attack. And he could get himself a nice damn contract to go somewhere to be a team's number 2 somewhere else, where he's going to get the respect and love that he deserves. So if KJ Osborne leaves, the depth at wide receiver becomes horrifying, especially when you factor in Rager leaving, who is ass anyway, and Brandon Powell. So wide receiver, I mean, it may be weird to say it after going round 1 wide receiver in 23, but wide receiver is going to be right up there next year as well. All right, so those are my top 5 needs for the Vikings, potential needs heading into the 2024 NFL draft. We got quarterback, we got edge, we got D-line, we got wide receiver, and we got guard. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Well, what are some other needs? I had inside linebacker as one I was going to do, but that was right on the fringe with wide receiver. So that could definitely be one. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have a beautiful, lovely weekend. And remember, keep your skull in your hole.